Can't do a lot with that shadow, but there's a shadow on my shoulder, and it's painful. Yeah, so this is another practice. I'm not saying I'm unhappy with the last practice session, which was in a lobby. I got like 804, 804, 802, and I think I set a time in the official lobby as like an 802. So I reconfirmed in the lobby settings that it felt like a drier track. The lobby that I hopped into on their weather assumption, it wasn't as greasy. And sure, we did really only in the official lobby for practice only get a smattering of weather. It's really effectual at your top speed power laydown. Like if you get on 100%, you're at a faster speed. Obviously, there's more lateral G-force to break traction than just acceleration, spinning the wheels, which is not as dangerous, but bit of tyre wear. I'd rather a bit of tyre wear spinning the wheels at a low speed, pull away. What do you call it when you pull away from a corner, and you spin the wheels and you get a bit of tyre deg, compared to losing traction at high speed because of the lateral G-force. It's so much greater that the traction loss sends you into a wall. So precautionarily, I guess they had the lobby set at a less slick road surface, but yeah, there's full caution, like slow speeds control, and obviously this high speed problem. If there is, it's not really water on the road, it just feels like a greasy track. So I'm going to grab some more practice, but not because I'm unhappy with my time, more to the fact that this stream has been dropping out. Streamlabs, I sign in with, it says log in, and you can either sign in with Streamlabs or whatever platform you're going to upload to. So I sign in with YouTube to Streamlabs on the Streamlabs settings to stream from, as Streamlabs is my tool. It's just like an uploading tool. It's just a tool. And the platform is YouTube. So I sign in with my Google YouTube on the Streamlabs to sign in to stream from. And I don't know if that's causing the problem, because my sign in with Google is a new Gmail. I had my YouTube deleted. And this being, reinitializing my freaking uploading stability or standpoint with Google to upload from. I do believe for years I was uploading from the PlayStation as the platform or the tool to stream from. So I actually had the PlayStation network saying, hey, this is your YouTube account. And YouTube itself is saying, oh, wow, we're getting streaming from a Sony PlayStation rather than just some generic Streamlabs freaking firmware on a computer. So now that I'm streaming from Streamlabs, I'd already established good algorithms on my YouTube account to accept streaming data, like that sort of flow or traffic to my YouTube was from a freaking Sony PlayStation, like the device. It wasn't just from a PC or a laptop, or even a portable, because you can stream to YouTube if you've got enough subscribers or blah, blah, blah. You can stream from a portable device. So I think I just had an established YouTube account or a Gmail that was accepting stream traffic from my Streamlabs unquestionably. Like I'd already established my YouTube channel to receive streaming from the Sony, that when I started using the Streamlabs, which is a cheap shit streaming tool. I mean, there's probably a dozen out there better, but it's actually the receiver going, oh, okay, yeah, we'll accept it from Streamlabs because you're already accepting traffic at a high, what do you call it, bit rate, or a high data flow. So I think it is because I've got a new YouTube channel or a YouTube sign in, but it's dropped out now after an hour and a half. and I haven't had the problems that I've had before with the audio as such. But cut a long story short, it's a practice, it's a learning process, and I'm just getting on with it at the moment to see with this practice session. I'm going to do a practice and then just leave it run while I go and make lunch or whatever with some screensaver. So I stream for longer than an hour and a half, even if my practice isn't for an hour and a half. I just want to see if it cuts out again, because I hadn't really signed out on Streamlabs. I just opened Streamlabs. It automatically has me signed in to my channel. But if I continuously sign in and out on the Streamlabs tool, it'll be saying, oh, okay, you're not only just streaming from a shitty tool like Streamlabs, but you're regularly doing it. You're doing it very often. So you're sort of continuous or regular traffic to your channel, and that should increase the respectability of the data flow, or the sheer fact it won't drop out, or whatever reason I'm getting fucking ripped off. Because it should, like, it's fair enough if I muck things up, but if it's just a freaking software algorithm issue that just drops out, like that's like your internet connection drops out when you're in a freaking important meeting. That's, you know, a reliability issue. It's not very done, but what can I do? It's just a hobby at this stage. I'm not exactly going to have to answer to my sponsors or have my freaking liability loss, financial loss taken. It's a lawsuit against freaking YouTube for dropping out the stream. But it is, and nobody can take Google for a piece of fucking cupcake, and I mean divvied up parlay. Google seems to just be a bit fascist to me, the truth. Yeah. What gets me is that if you're exploited, and if your channel content is replayed with ads, and you're not even a channel that has ads, if somewhere in some other world, some other local area network has a look at your channel and they see an ad, surely that's revenue going straight to the ad providers, which is Google, which is supposed to provide you with that revenue cut. But what's to say they don't do it behind your back? You know what I mean? From a divided time zone, or from a divided local area network server bullshit rigmarole that just says, oh, you're, because especially with copyright, it says your videos won't be showed in certain areas. But are they normally showed in those areas? And if so, are we able to see in those areas? And if that is not visible to us, but it's invisible to the Google middleman, what's to say they don't just show that content with fucking ads and reap it all from it? Oh, because that time zone, you don't have to have a certain amount of subscribers, or because there's so many people from your time zone that are, what do you call it, monetized. It's an increased amount of subscribers that you need, or an increased amount of views that you need. So you're a monetized handicap is higher or something. So, but in those countries, they can have ads, or they can see ads on your channel even when you don't have, and then, you know, what's to say? So sure, you might be a bit of a jet setter and you go and you sign into your channel and you watch your content and you go, oh wow, there's 3 ads on there and I've only approved 2 ads. What's to say they don't do that? I don't trust them. But that's only on like a theoretical layman's term sort of way that they can get away with that sort of stuff. Anyway, I fucking wouldn't trust them as far as I throw them. For deleting my whole account without even saying, oh, you can't have that content. You've breached a warning level, so you have to have those. We automatically deleted those, or if the first I heard about it was you have no Gmail. And you go, well, where's my YouTube? There is no YouTube if Gmail is gone. So I was like, how do I find out anything? Create another Gmail. And in doing so, then you can inquire what happened to your other fucking Gmail, let alone all your YouTube. And I just signed in with Streamlabs, and it says Streamlabs can delete your whole channel. So I was like, okay, was it Streamlabs or Google? Either way, it just gets lost in the woodwork. They don't reply to you because it's a robot. All right, so I think I took a lot of the camber off both my drivetrain, my rear, and just to have more flat surface when I found out it was greasy or rain affected. I've reduced the amount of camber because those high speed corners, you do need more rubber on the road. And sure, it leans one way, so you've got good camber on one side of the car, which means you get hell of a good traction on a dry track. If it's leaning that much over with lateral G-force that you're going to get drivetrain out of a camber, then you could veritably lay down your power and break traction so much easier because it's greasy, not because you've got good camber and should be able to do it. So that's a bit of trial and error. I mean, I could increase my camber a little bit because I took a hell of a lot off it, but I'm still above sketchy. I just don't want sketchy. I'd rather have consistent 204s and my best time being a 202 than come off and do a 220 or a 215 because it's a 10-second, even a simple off is 10 seconds. Like to get going, that's without the heavy damage. Like if you come off and you hit a wall, you got the time it takes to get going again, all of that time loss, and then the loss off the rest of the lap, which is not a fucking 2-minute lap, the time loss off the rest of the lap for the heavy damage, plus the extra pit stop if you've already had a pit stop. You've got to add that. So with heavy damage, staying off the wall and just having a consistent lap, it's much better than having a 204 or a 205 compared to a 210 if that's what you do. But I'm looking at trying to get a sub 8 minutes because I've got a 202 at the moment, and I think, oh, I'll at least get a 201 with less than half a second or whatever it is. Okay. Of course, I'm just that bloody good. I don't know, pretty sketchy. But a 202.3, so I'm already with a second, 8 minutes flat. And that's my goal. If I get 8 minutes flat or sub 8 minutes, sure, sub 8 minutes looks better on paper, but a 7:59.9 is barely an 8 minutes 0.3, you know, an 8 minutes flat 0.3. So yeah, I'll just take a second off this time, thanks. That's my goal. Didn't reboot my wheel. But when I did those increases, like I got two 804s in a row, and then I took like a second and a half, almost 2 seconds off in one lap. I'd only done 3 laps, you know what I mean? So it could definitely be done. And then automatically, because we're on hards, brake traction's at slow speed, so it's those slow speeds that we're already compensating for. It's the fast speeds where the hard really are operating. So I can't hear the engine or how the power lays down with just feel. I've got to be listening. Can't talk and drive. Some people can. Corner cut. Trust. 36.1. I think my best time was a 36.0. Gr3. All sorts of wide there. Gone. It was gone in the next week. Seventeen. Oh, I think an 18 was my best there for a 2. So hopefully it's sub 2 or just a low 802. It was already 802.3, so a low 2. I might be a high 1 at the moment. First lap out would be great. Is that a big moment? One, two, fucking three. Maybe it was the 4. The 4 was an 18, 804. Second already. That's fucking ballsing it up, isn't it? Jesus. This track part of the thing should be precise, like 1,000th of half a second. Oh well, let's get some consistency. Fuck. Pull that back enough. Alright, so that first lap's got some improvements to be made there because I made 2/10 on that section and I fucking ballsed it up. Even more increase. Shit. So I've got half a second there, plus the increase of 7 or 8 tenths before I get to the Nurburgring on an 03, which levels it up, I suppose. That's fucking rain. Talk about inclement. Oh! We might be looking at tyres. Shit. Rain expected. I thought it was going to be greasy, but look at that. Heading that way? It's not even on the track, but... It's a drop! Above the white line. That affects slicks. So I wonder where the cutoff is for my quali lap. And I've got to go, oh, go back, get the tyre. I'll just go, oh, okay. See, it's those high speed ones. That left-hander is high speed, reliant on traction. Oh, damage. So front splitter for a reliable turn in. Stability gone, and oversteer being the rear spoiler completely compromised by water on the track well above the first line is going to severely hamper slick tyres. You can handle slick tyres, but if you're lucky to stay off the fucking wall. At least there's no drivetrain damage. So let's say I'm halfway through my quali. Oh, let's just finish the lap now. There's going to be probably 5 other people that could be at the back of the grid. Can't turn around and restart their quali lap because they just did an out lap and it's their hot lap. You can't do an out lap and a complete hot lap after a certain amount of time. I know how fast you can do a freaking Inters lap if it even looks like it on your out lap. Just bail, grab inters, and complete your lap. Because this is strong for not even having the blue. Oh yeah, both fronts. I'd just go from the back from here. So that would be debatable. When is the point of no return? So one outlap, slowly, 8.5 minimum. Because you're looking at tyre loss as well. So tyre deg during the quali. Qualifying time 12 minutes. So if you do an 8.5, basically you got 3.5 minutes into your hot lap to go. Book this. Call it 2 or 3 minutes into it. How long is the GP section? Probably only about a minute and a quarter or something. So by the time we reach the Nordschleife, is how long. I'll be worrying about too many other things. I'll just go, right, I've got to bail here. That wasn't even, because the what do you call it, the field got, the rain guide will be lighting up by then. So it might be lit up now, but which direction is it going? Is that what's past? There's nothing on the track. So see how long? We've got 2-3 minutes. No more than 3 minutes. So you'll be cutting it too fine, because if you do have a bang, you might be 12th, not 16th. You know what I mean? It's still 4 places you don't have to make up during the race if you just finish that lap. Some people think, oh, running from the back's more fun. Well, that too, but I think where you quali is where you finish, unless you make a position or two. The influence or seeing races from the back from YouTubers that are really good is because they've got this, the algorithms uploading to their account aspect. It's not the uploading to their YouTube that makes them better. It's the fact they make all of these green line editions with races like dailies against bloody numpets at the back, and they start at 12th and make 5 positions consistently. That makes your green line fucking gold plated. It's sort of your green line. It's more like the size of your car, size and stature that scrolls in this sort of gaming fucking code. It's the scroll. It's the distance. You know what I mean? The size of your car goes quicker if it's bigger. You know what I mean? It's like a giant Wonder Woman and her pretty little legs striding down a New York block. Just take that visual image. Where are we? 1 minute 50. So we might get up to the top of this fast section. By then we'll know with lateral G-force if it's too wet, because that's getting close actually. We might just be flipped. We get caught on slicks, it's just a matter of you on slicks versus somebody else on slicks. Times 3 traction control and full caution, wet line, who knows? We might beat 3 or 4 people. The luck of Barrier spinning the dice. Barrier's the dungeon master that day. Rock over to Barrier's place for Dungeons and Dragons. So about here, maybe exit the foxhole and see where we stand. It is a point, that 7 kilometre, what is it, timing checkpoint. ODE. Just up here. I call it John 3:16 because oftentimes with